Alright, so I've been recording for the past couple days. I decided that I'm going to at least try for the next 30 days to create this anxiety diary. You know, my anxiety diary. Day one will be today. So 2 days ago, I recorded regarding my anxiety, which for the past week or so has been intense, and in a sense, symptoms that were relatively new to me. I was feeling dizzy. I still have a lump in my throat, probably from acid reflux, probably from tension in the neck, from being stressed. There's a zillion reasons why you're going to have a lump in your throat. Look it up. There's an actual term for it. It's like Globus syndrome or something like that. And it's just, the muscles in your top of your esophagus are tense. That's it. I feel like you have a wad of something there. There's nothing there. So I felt dizzy. I made a 2-part video. And yesterday I went to work. I felt better. I actually recorded the video and posted it up earlier in the afternoon. And then when I returned back to the warehouse, as you can see, I drive a truck, so a lot of the day I'm inside the truck. I returned to the warehouse. I felt better. I felt okay. And, drinking plenty of water. I noticed that I was peeing a lot yesterday. Like, I probably peed like 10 times, maybe more. I was drinking so many liquids, and maybe from nervousness, I don't know. Even today, I'm very tense. My back is pretty tensed up. But, so I felt better. The dizziness wasn't, and again, it wasn't like I was spinning, like when you're drunk and you spin, or really spinning so much that I was nauseous. I didn't get to that point. It would just be if I'm standing or leaned up against something or moved too quickly. I was already standing, and if I moved, I definitely felt, like the world was moving. And it's, disconcerting. But towards the end of the day yesterday, I did something. I stepped forward onto a piece of machinery, and I thought the machinery had rolled 10 or 15 feet, or 5 feet. It definitely, I felt like we moved. When I looked up and realized we hadn't moved an inch, I immediately started shaking. It freaked me out a lot. Sweating. I was very dizzy, and I realized, like, okay, this is something, it just felt very strange. Like I was moving and falling, but I wasn't really moving at all. And I've had vertigo in the past, like for one day, 2 years ago. So it never occurred to me that it could be vertigo again. It could be anxiety. I knew it was anxiety related, but there's always that chance, like it's something more serious. So I left work and drove myself to a clinic, one of these clinics that are open up all over Long Island, and I'm sure they're everywhere. They can just walk into and get help, and it costs a fraction of what it costs to go to an emergency room. I go there, they do an EKG, test my blood sugar. I'm fine. My heart's fine, blood sugar's fine. I'm actually, now that I'm sitting there and I'm breathing. I was doing my breathing exercises all the way to the doctor. That's the one thing that I will always do, but it just didn't make me. I was shaking. My hands were shaking. It was crazy. The dizziness had really set my panic skyrocketing. I still feel not 100%. I'm still sore. My rib cage area, my back is tense. I'm keep hearing that the voice in the head is playing over and over. You have GERD, which is the gastrointestinal reflux disease. Or you have something worse. I don't think I have any of those things. I think my stomach's upset for whatever reason, acid reflux. I ate something, poor sleep habits. The past 2 nights, though, I've gotten much better sleep, which is definitely a more positive effect. And we'll see how the day plays out. As of right now, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and so far, so good. So I decided to do this diary where for the next 30 days, every day, no matter what, I'm going to record some length of video describing the anxiety I have that day and my plan to what we all do, deal with it. You know, you try your best not to react to the anxiety, but to counter it, try to preempt it. But in the last week, I've noticed that, you know, that surprise of the dizziness was something relatively new to my anxiety. So it just makes you think like, no, this is something serious. And it just sends you spiraling down that dark place of just fear and tension and just, I was so exhausted, but I couldn't close my eyes. I was so tired yesterday. And it took me a long time to like fall asleep and get comfortable, 2:30 in the morning. But today, so that was yesterday. Today's a new day. Today is Friday. I woke up. I felt fine. I felt great when I wake up, actually. I'll say that. I felt great. I still have a little feeling of a lump in my throat, swelling, whatever, in the esophagus. Could be from anything. The one thing I am going to do, and maybe this will help you, I'm going to make a real effort to not eat anything past 8 p.m. Granted, if I go out on a Saturday night and I go to dinner at 8, I'm going to eat after 8 p.m. But for the most part, I'm not going to eat anything. I drank some tea last night. Chamomile tea is amazing. It's very good for calming you down, digestion, all that stuff. Just drinking it hot with honey, no milk. Dairy is definitely going to make you have more phlegm, more congested. It's just it's like eating. Drinking milk is the same thing as eating, as far as I'm concerned. So that's my one thing. I know I am not going to eat after a certain time. I'll have dinner, and then if I have dinner early enough and I want to have like a dessert of some kind, a cake, brownie, whatever it is, I'll do that. But if I get past 8 o'clock, that's it. I'll drink tea. I'll drink maybe hot chocolate, but really chocolate is going to affect the acid reflux. So yeah, liquids only, soothing stuff. That's my plan. No more eating after 8 o'clock. That's going to help my sleep. That's going to help because what happens is you get the acid reflux, as I'm sure some of you understand. That's going to give you anxiety, or having anxiety gives you acid reflux. It is, again, what I discussed, it's just a vicious cycle of, anxiety gives you these problems, and little problems make you anxious, which make the problems worse, and so on and so forth. And granted, if you feel like you're really, having an issue, if I was throwing up yesterday, I probably went to the emergency room, but I wasn't nauseous, just dizzy. Today I feel a lot better. I still got a little bit of a lump in my throat. I still notice that I'm very sensitive to elevation and changing of my position. I wouldn't say I'm dizzy, but again, that's when you're anxious, in my case at least, I'm hypersensitive and hyper attentive to like every little thing. Constantly scanning the inside of my body. I'm constantly like checking the differences between like walking up a tiny incline and walking down a tiny incline. Is it affecting me? I feel like I'm going to fall over? And I'm sure I am affecting it. My focus on it is bringing it to the forefront of my mind. It is actually showing me the minute differences in height and elevation, and it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing. I feel like I'm dizzy, so I'm going to make sure that I'm dizzy. And I really don't think I consciously do that, but it's part of it. That's definitely part of it. I don't know if you can relate to that, where you think you have something. Like for me, with the gastrointestinal stuff, I've talked to my psychologist about this. I talked to the doctor about it yesterday. I am not sure, and I read about it today, and the internet, which I don't recommend Googling your symptoms, but I knew where to go and where to stay away from. And all those, hey, it's either acid reflux or cancer links, stay away from those. Those just like, it's either nothing or it's death is the worst thing you can read when you're having, especially if you have high anxiety. So I just wanted to read up on like gas-related anxiety stuff, and I found a website that just talked about that. Just, does anxiety give you gas? Does gas give you anxiety? And it turns out like my theory is pretty right. And I'm sure some of you have dealt with that, where the feeling of the pressure in the chest, you drink water, you make yourself burp, and you feel better. Now, is it the is there really gas in my chest, or is it just typical tension in the chest from anxiety? And what I do psychologically is drink the water, which is going to make me burp anyway, to tell myself, oh, that pressure was just gas. It's nothing else, nothing more serious. Or is it the burping relieving the pressure, And again, what's causing the gas? Is anxiety causing the gas? So there is a correlation there with gastrointestinal problems, chest pressures, and pressures on your back and your esophagus, and all those things. So it's all related, and it's not that serious. That's the most important thing. It's not super serious. You're not going to die from having gas, but if you are concerned, go talk to a doctor if you can afford it. That's the issue I'm sure many of us have is the money. Even with health insurance, they want some kind of cash, and it sucks, right? But whatever. Anyway, I don't take any medication. That's the one other thing I wanted to talk about on the day one today. I don't take any medication whatsoever, but I have been contemplating something. Originally, I guess what I wanted to do was get back into cannabis, smoking weed, or I was using the cannabidiol, the CBD. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about it. If not, look it up. CBD oil, CBD extract, CBD tinctures. It's the other side of the marijuana plant. There's THC, CBD. CBD is non-psychoactive. You don't get high. You don't feel the euphoria, I guess, as far as like the THC, which has like a slight. It's a load. I guess I don't know how strong it is, but it is a hallucinogen. It's a hallucinogenic drug. The feeling of being high. If you ever smoke weed, CBD does not do that. It doesn't show up on drug tests. It's not the psychoactive component. It does help, however, with sleep, anxiety, keeps you calm, focused, clear-headed. It's just very expensive. I was ordering it out of state. I live here in New York State, and it's not impossible to get, but the potency is pretty crap. So I was getting it from like Arizona, and even from there, I heard the stuff in Colorado and all the states where it's legal is better. I was getting like 70% potency, but it's all grown, it's all taken from like industrial hemp, not actual CBD strains that they grow, like Charlotte's Web and things like that. Charlotte's Web, yeah, I believe Charlotte's Web is a CBD extract. I'm not 100% positive, but they do grow specifically bud that is just CBD strong and has maybe 1% THC or less. Most of them are less. So you have no real psychoactive effects. Because for me, with anxiety, THC has the adverse effect. I don't get high and giggly and funny and calm. I get 10 times more anxious. So that's the route I wanted to go. I will have the discussion again with my psychologist. I mean, she can't really prescribe anything, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to go meet with the GP and just see. I really do not want to go the route of pills. I really don't. But I am contemplating something to take the edge off. Meditation, I'm sure, meditation does help. But even if I meditate 20 minutes a day, twice a day, 6-7 days a week, I don't know. I just feel like just to have something so during the work day, during my active awake time, because it's exhausting. I'm sure you can understand and you relate. It's exhausting. You might not even feel it all day, and then when you try to go to bed, and you have a fear of sleep almost. Can't sleep because of insomnia, you're distracted, you're racing thoughts, or just you simply can't sleep because you're afraid to go to sleep. Sometimes I'm afraid to go to sleep. Fear of not waking up, fear of whatever, something happening in my sleep. Sounds so silly, but I know it's me and it's so many other people, and is it in our head? Maybe. Is it not? Is it something else that just medical science doesn't really understand in the mind? I have no idea. Is it the bullshit that we're putting into our bodies? Probably. Food and water is poison. But that's for another video. That's for tomorrow. But yes, I want to give you guys an update. And again, that's where I am right now. Day one, I'm definitely going to change some of my eating habits. I'm definitely going to try to eat healthier, not just not eating after 8, but just being more mindful of what the hell you're putting in your body. At least after like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Eat more fruits, eat more vegetables. I mean, that's not a cure-all, but I'm trying to make my mindset think more raw foods, more whole foods rather than like Pop-Tarts for breakfast, which I had today, which was just a matter of convenience. It wasn't really a life choice. So I guess I'll update again tomorrow. Again, today is my anxiety daily diary day 1. And thanks for watching. Leave some comments and feedback. Let me know what you think. And like I said, don't forget, if you're having these issues, make a video. Even if you don't want to show it to anyone or share it or even watch it yourself, just talk to yourself. Just talk to yourself. And I guess recording it is, part of the therapy. But just say the stuff out loud. See how you feel about it once you say it out loud, because this does help. This helps. But again, thanks for watching, and talk to you guys soon.